Let's bring in Clint Watts. He's a former FBI special agent and an NBC News national security analyst. Clint, good morning. We'll put to you the question we've been asking all morning, which is how on earth could this have happened? An elevated position 150 yards from where the former president of the United States is speaking. When you look at that map of the area we're talking about, what do you see?
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable, Willie. Just looking at that space, it is not an extreme distance for someone with a long gun, a rifle, to shoot from that position. And when you're in an elevated position like that, it gives you extreme advantage. We've seen this from many plots, many attacks over many years. I think in this case, I came in just as a former Secret Service agent you had on was talking about there's always questions of resources and allocation. And the truth of this is there's only so many Secret Service agents. They've got to work with state and local law enforcement officers. This is an open space. These rallies, these political events, Savannah, you just mentioned Congressman Giffords before, another open, venue or open space. The candidate is always extremely vulnerable in these situations because they're out there trying to be in the public, trying to engage with the constituents and the voters that they're trying to win. So this is a perfect storm of dangerous scenarios here, all converging. I think there's going to be a lot of questions about why that space, just 150 yards away from where President Trump was open or didn't have some sort of law enforcement presence around it. I'm sure there'll be a lot of questions here in the next few days as this proceeds.
And then, Clint, when we all watched the aftermath, we saw the shots happen live and then the Secret Service descend on the former president, hold him down, and then wait for the moment to clear him into the motorcade. What was your take on those seconds that unfolded?
Take a look at what happened.
Yeah, it was remarkable to see a kind of a textbook way that the Secret Service executed this. You see everyone jump there, right there on the president. You see them hold in place. And it was also fascinating that we could hear the commands. You could hear them through the TV audio. And when they say that the shooter is down, that's when they went to make their move to get the president off of that stage. That's pretty textbook in terms of how the Secret Service would operate, and everything from there went according to plan from how they would respond to an incident like this. I think the big question is going to be, why did this incident happen at all? It's going to be a pretty open question, I think, in the next week or two, why we would do this. I would just like to remind everybody that over the last few years, there's been talk of Secret Service details and expansion of that to congressmen, congressional candidates, top congressional leaders. And the answer always comes back to resources. Just how would we functionally do this to so many candidates around the United States at so many open events every single day during the campaign season?
And the FBI has been very clear, unprecedented threats to lawmakers, both Republican and Democrat, in this country right now. Just to go back to the position from which the shooter took these shots, Clint, we heard from a couple of our guests that that would be up to local law enforcement because it was outside of the Secret Service perimeter. But I don't think that's going to satisfy a lot of people. How could a man with a long gun make it to the roof of a building so close to the former president of the United States if there were, in fact, local police standing outside?
Willie, I'm sure there's going to be some discussion of what's the coordination like between Secret Service, federal resources, state resources, and local. If it's outside the perimeter, you're looking at those buildings there, which, just from the above view of it, that's not just one building. It's a number of buildings. How was that secured? And then how would the local law enforcement communicate with federal? As you noted, some people witnessed an individual climbing on the roof and were trying to notify law enforcement about that. The challenge with all of this is there's maybe a rally every day or two. So how do they set up and do all this coordination in each of these locales and keep it consistent? It's a tough problem for the Secret Service.
And it's a problem that continues as the campaign, of course, is heating up. Clint Watts, thank you very much.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.